Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get my next guest right out. One is an Oscar winner, the other's a worldwide TV superstar. It's Forest Whitaker and Oprah Winfrey, ladies and gentlemen. You look gorgeous. How lovely to have you here. Come and sit down. Well, it's exciting to have you here. I hope you can sense that. Now, we have Oprah and Forrest. We're lucky to have them on the show together here because they're in a new movie together. The film's called The Butler, which I saw, and I just thought it was a lovely, charming, very touching, very moving, quite powerful film. You guys starring it together, but you knew each other before that. You were friends before the movie. Is that right?
Kinda friends. Not really.
Well, you just didn't like him much, or you didn't know him?
No, I liked him so much that when just before he won the Oscar for Last King of Scotland,
Incredible performance.
it was the Oscar. But before he won the Oscar, because I wasn't one of those people who's going to suck up to you after the Oscar. Before he won the Oscar, I called him up, and he took my call. I said,
you sound surprised. Like someone's not going to take a call from
Oprah
Winfrey,
right? But it's like, okay, I'm calling and I'm saying, gee, I would like to have you over and have a nice party for you and bring your family just so I could get to know you.
Wow.
And so I did before the Oscars.
It was amazing. I mean, she had this table laid out and pictures of me when I was a little kid from when I was 8 years old and photographs and books. It was
That's kind of like she's stalking you or something.
And that's a good tip for anybody going to have a party, for like as a little party favor where you put the menu on the other side. You get a picture of that person as a little baby or boy.
Yeah, that's a charming idea.
Isn't it charming?
That's a charming idea.
Okay, tip for you.
Let's have a look at that picture of Forrest, because you have, I know you were playing, you've slimmed down a lot since then. You coming out now, you've got all Denzel on us. Look at that. You're looking in fine shape. You've been working out. What have you been doing?
Trying to take care of myself.
You're looking great.
Yeah.
Was that partly for this film?
Yeah, you know, Lee asked me if I could like have a stronger silhouette, so I was working on like being in better health, like so I would be trimmer and stuff. And all the way through the movie, I was doing that until I guess it got extreme. And at a certain point, he was like, "Hey, slow down, stop." He
didn't want you wasting away. He didn't want you looking too movie star, I guess.
I don't know. I think it was, you know, there's a consistency when you do a movie. When you start out, you know, you don't want to start the movie one way and at the end of it be another.
So playing a husband and wife then, did it help that you knew each other beforehand, or would that not have been an issue, seeing as you're actors?
It helped. I think it helped. Do you think it helped?
No question about it.
Yeah, and then I would actually work on, you know, I would rub his knee during the... Sometimes when he would be going into...
I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little bit left out right now.
All right,
there you go. You know, Harry's going to want to come out and enjoy this view.
No.
Let's go back to the movie, though, because it is a remarkable story. It's a true story. This is based on a true story. Obviously,
it's inspired by a true story. It's based on a Butler who served 8 presidents in the White House.
8 terms. So it's a full 4-year term for most of them. Well, not Nixon, I guess. But it's a long period of his life. And you're called Cecil in the movie. The real man was Eugene.
Was
Eugene,
right? Yeah.
Okay.
And
what a
real
remarkable story, and what and what a very...
But it's entertaining, though, too. Didn't you laugh?
I laughed a lot. It's fun. And there's a fun scene, the two of you, where we see in the 70s, which is... who doesn't love seeing someone with an afro anyway, but seeing you with wow, look at that. And that's... We should explain...
What about those outfits, man?
What those outfits...
The way she's dancing, though, in that scene is amazing.
Yeah, Oprah can still shake it, ladies and gentlemen. You still got the moves. Were they your original 70s moves that you're doing there?
The truth is, Jonathan, I'm still doing my 70s moves. I never moved from the 70s. You know, I'm still doing that dance party 70 thing, yeah.
But I love that period. I mean, obviously, it's a fascinating and at times kind of grim period in American history. You know, you have they're moving towards a state of enlightenment, but you're going through some terrible things in that. And I think everyone's surprised at just how recent that all is when you stop to think about it.
I know. When you finish the movie, you can't believe that, oh, my God, less than 50 years ago, I certainly wouldn't be sitting here. We wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. We'd be still trying to, you know, get on the bus and be allowed to be in a restaurant and do all the things.
Equal bathrooms, you know. All these things.
We have a trailer of the film, and once again, you know, I'm not just saying it's because here's what I do on this show. People often say to me, why do you always say you like the movies? I only say I like the movies if I really like the movies. If I don't like the movies, I pretend I haven't seen the movie. And and I say, well, good luck with it when it comes out.
Yeah, I used to say, you know what, everybody has their code. I used to go, wow, that is a movie. That used to be my code. Wow, that is a movie.
Well, allow me to give you one back. You can tell you something. Here's another one. You can go, well, you've done it again.
That's good.
There you go. I just high-fived Oprah. Okay, here's a clip. This is the trailer of The Butler. That's The Butler.
It opened yesterday.
You know, when I was in America on holiday where we saw that trailer at the cinema, my daughter, she started crying during the trailer. She knew she
that's
wanted to see
good.
it. Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Well, she was drunk. Now, what do you... in your career, Oprah, which has been remarkable, incredible
Isn't
career,
it?
and what an well, yeah, but what an incredible woman as well. Because I know I used to watch your show when you first started, and then there was a point where you made a decision to change the kind of TV you were making, wasn't there?
You're absolutely right. I shifted. I decided I was going to use TV and not be used by TV. So I decided, literally, I made a conscious decision that I'm going to use this for good. I'm going to use this platform as a force for good. And so every day I would really sit with my producers and we would figure out ways we could do things that would improve people's lives, that would bring a little piece of light into people's lives, and all the other stuff like taking the audience to Australia, or the night we gave away, we prepared to give away all the cars.
What a great moment to give them that muster, because I know you chose the audience very carefully. They
We
were all
chose
very
the
deserving
audience.
people.
We'd gone online and asked people who needed cars and people who, had lost their jobs and so forth. Because it's always better to give when somebody really needs it.
Of course.
And this is the thing. You learn this when you give a lot. Anybody who works with a charity or you just are giving in your own family, you think you're doing it for that other person, but the benefit to you, the reward to you is much greater.
It's a gift to yourself.
It is a gift to yourself.
Because you had a tough childhood, a tough time growing up, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I know you went through some bad things. I mean,
that's why when I look at that civil rights, look at how far we've come. I had a tough childhood, but I mean, my God, that's why it's such an amazing story. My life is that what you see in The Butler happened in the past 50 years.
But how did you become who you are? This is what amazes me about you, because you were, and forgive me if this sounds so much, but I know when you were 14 you were pregnant.
Yeah,
Is that
I
right?
was.
You lost a child. And you think many people wouldn't bounce back from something like that. Many people who'd found themselves in that situation would not think there was a place for them in the media, would not think there was a place for them in that kind of role. So what was it that inspired you? How did you go from being that person in that situation?
Well, I will tell you what happened. I was 14. I was sexually abused. I was raped at 9, and everybody knows the story, but I was raped at 9 and then sexually molested from the time I was 14. So I became pregnant as a result of sexual abuse. When I became pregnant and then lost the child, my father said to me, "This is your second chance in life. If you will do the best you can, if you will try to be excellent in all that you do, God is giving you a second chance, and if I were you, I would take it." And I really approached my life like, okay, now I get another chance to try to get it right. And that's what I did.
Wow.
And that's what I did.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And
But this is what I want to say about that. I would like to say that no experience that anybody ever has in their life, no matter how difficult, when bad things happen, you learn from them, you turn it around, and you become a better person. No experience that anybody ever has, no matter how devastating it appears to be, nothing is wasted. You can use everything to grow yourself to be a better person.
Become a better person.
You really can. And so because of that, that experience of my own sexual abuse, it helps me relate to other girls and other women who have been through the same thing. Because of that, I'm a more compassionate person.
And also, I suppose, the fact that you can share with them and with the rest of us that you have been and you have experienced that kind of situation makes you someone who it's easier to listen to. It's easier to understand.
And we all know
they
that
understand.
in every tragedy, there is a moment where there's a possibility for triumph. That's what I learned.
Well, what an incredible message.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Just incredible.
Thanks all.
Join me after the break when I'll be chatting more to Oprah and Forrest. Don't go away. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to say Oprah Winfrey and Forrest Whitaker are still here. Let me ask you another question. I mean, like, you can change, and perhaps have, and you might not wish to acknowledge this, but you have perhaps changed the course of history, because I know that it was your endorsement initially of Barack Obama and his campaign back when you were the first person that I was aware of to come out when he was a senator and say, this person we should get behind and endorse. And now you have, in America, the first African-American president, and you're partially, perhaps in a very large way, responsible for that.
But you know what? That was another one of those moments where I didn't even think about it. I just knew. I had seen him at the Democratic National Convention in 2004, and I remember sitting in my sitting room watching him alone and thinking that man's going to be president one day, and I hope I'm alive to see it. I remember feeling that moment. And I didn't think it would happen as soon as 2008, but I had said to him in 2005, I had invited him to my house when I had this big event. I had a party and I had all the legends, like Diana Ross and Tina Turner, and I brought all the legends to my house, like 60 of them, who I had grown up, who had been important in my life. And I invited Barack Obama there to speak. And I remember introducing him in 2005 to that entire group, saying, this man will be president someday. And they were like, who is he? And, and I just felt like I had the platform. I had the Oprah show that reached millions of people every day, and that was an opportunity for me to use my voice.
So she did it on the ground too, because I remember going to your house. You had this
yeah,
giant
I had a big party at my house for him.
Presenting him to people.
Yeah,
and was that
everybody,
fundraising as well as consciousness?
Yeah, and everybody ruined my lawn, so after that. don't have 1,600 people in your backyard and ruin your lawn.
In 2005, when you were talking about that, though, was he planning on running for president already?
No, he was not.
So you kind of gave him the push?
No, I didn't give him the push.
Well, you said to Aretha Franklin, this is the next president. He can't let down Aretha Franklin. You gave him no wiggle space whatsoever. He was trapped in that situation.
Well, I do remember, actually, I got an email from him in January 2007 that said, I think I'm going to do it. I think we're going to do this thing. So it's great.
I hope you saved that email. I hope you didn't just put that in spam straight away, did you? I hope that, because that's a pretty historic email you have right
That is, you know what? I didn't save it, but I went back and got it later. Do you know that nothing's ever lost? So you have to know that.
That's
if you're
really,
ever on trial...
That's really worrying.
Yes.
I've been trying to clean my history on my internet for some time now.
That's why you never say anything in email that you don't want to show up in court.
Okay, well, I won't do that ever again. I'm going out. I've got to leave early. I've got to burn some computers. You must still be in touch with the Obama family, I guess?
Well, actually, next week I'm getting the
that's right.
Medal of Freedom.
Wow.
Which is the highest award our country can give to an American
That's
citizen.
incredible. That's incredible. Okay.
So I will see them on Wednesday.
So while we're on the subject then, so what on earth is there left for you to do? You've bullied a poor man into being the president and helped making the president. You've received the highest award. You've had the #1 show globally, I think, in the history of
And do you know
television.
our movie was #1 this summer?
So the movie's #1 this summer. Of course, it opened #1 in the week, which I think surprised people, didn't it?
It did surprise people.
Yeah.
Yes, it surprised people. It surprised me. It did not surprise Forrest.
No, I just had
I was surprised. I frankly was surprised.
Why weren't you surprised, Forrest?
You know, when we were doing the movie, there was a magic that was going on. There was something that was happening, and I felt like it would enter the people. And the movie is also, it's about family. And I think it relates to everybody. It's a universal story, and I think when people feel that, people want to
We were so
see
happy
it.
white people liked it.
Yeah, well... You know what?
And white people, y'all are going to like it because, you know, a lot of times white people go to the movies and they see the civil rights and they see the Klan and everybody gets nervous. But there were a lot of white freedom writers. You know, the civil rights movement could not have taken place had there not been white people and Jewish people and people of all backgrounds who came to the support of the black people in the South. And so I remember I was getting a little uncomfortable for the white people the first time I saw it. Did you? I was. And then the white freedom writer got his face, you know, smashed in the ketchup. And so I thought, oh, boy, this is good. The white people are going to say
there are some good white people on there, as well as the ones with the pillowcases on who we don't like, okay?
Yeah, those guys.
You know, well, before we leave politics, let me ask you the question. When are we going to see Oprah Winfrey in the White House, not just collecting the medal, but making the decisions? Because...
You must be kidding.
No. Because I think, look...
No,
I think,
no, never,
well,
never.
That's so, you know what, that's so going to change.
No, it's so not.
And why not? Is it because of what comes with the job? Is it because of the compromises that one has to make? Is it because of the scrutiny you're under? Is it the lack of freedom that would create?
I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I just prefer being myself. And I prefer being able to have a voice and to speak up where I feel necessary. But I don't like the whole political agenda. I don't like it.
I imagine Hillary Clinton will be relieved to hear that you're not...
I don't know.
Do you think we'll see a female president, though, in our lifetime?
I think we
Yes.
will.
Do you think it will be Hillary?
I think it will.
Yes.
Forrest, do you really think so, or are you just scared of Oprah?
No, I think that she did an amazing job in
Yeah.
being Secretary of State, and I think that
I think it's
she's
time.
had so much experience. And
I think it's time.
So let me ask you, Forrest, what you're doing next, because this is a tremendous performance from you. I mean, it's wonderful from you as well, but there are two or three moments from Forrest in this film where I think it's just about as good as screen acting gets, really. And I've always been a fan of
What
yours.
is yours? What is the moment for
My
you?
favourite moment, I think, is, well, there are two. One is when he, and this is very interesting, very subtle piece of acting, which is where you've come home from a day at the White House early when you're the younger version of this gentleman, and you come home, and then you switch from being, not servile is the wrong word, but from being obviously very respectful and minding what you say to being the real you at home with your family, where you go from being not in charge to being in charge. But it's very subtle and very powerful. And the other thing is when you go and ask for a raise and you're dismissed out of hand.
That's my favourite moment.
You like that?
Yeah.
You like seeing him being oppressed?
No. No, but you know what else is so really spectacular is in the silences. I think he allows the soul of that guy to come through. That's why it's one of the finest acting performances ever. Can I ask him a question?
Please do.
Okay.
Hold on, this is so much your show now.
Okay. I want to know was it harder to do the Butler than to do Idi Amin in Last King of Scotland? Because he was so vociferous and, loud.
Hold on, that's a good question.
Is that a good question?
Forrest.
Yeah.
We'll edit it. Forrest, was it harder to be the Butler or Idi Amin in the Last King of Scotland?
I think it was really, the Butler was really difficult because it was so specific, and sometimes I would be aging from 4 years to 8 years, and just to show the changes and to carry the weight of history. Because I needed to carry that weight by the end of the movie for you to feel, hopefully, the experiences that we had went through, when you see him.
So Butler was harder?
Yes.
So Butler was harder?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I have any more good questions. Okay, you both play a wide range of age in this movie. You start when you're young people and you're first together married before you had the kids, or just when you've just had the kids, and now and you end in what is he, in his 70s?
No, he's
early
90s.
80s?
He's 90s.
Wow, and the wife's in
So
his...
am I.
So do you enjoy playing old? Is it fun playing the old version of yourself?
No. You don't want to look at that. You don't want to see that on camera.
It is quite terrifying, isn't it,
yeah,
to
it
see...
is. I look like my mother in the end.
Yeah.
I do, yes.
You like the wearing of the wigs, though, don't you? And you refer to them as your girls,
My
I believe,
girls.
the wig.
Yeah, I brought all my own wigs for the movie.
And did you ever have a fro back in the 60s or 70s?
Yes, I did. I wore a little, we used to call it a teeny weeny fro, and then it got bigger and bigger, so in the end it looked like a basketball. That was when I won Miss Fire Prevention. Where'd y'all get that photo?
That's great.
I've got that in case you ever come round for dinner. I'm putting it on the back of it. It's a little tip I picked up from someone. Apparently people love it. That's you winning you're winning a competition, weren't
I
you?
won the Miss Fire Prevention contest, and believe me, that's how this all started. Don't laugh.
Hold it. What did you have to show how to prevent a fire? Or?
No. Up until that, you see, I'm wearing, it says my banner says WVOL, so I'm representing the local radio station.
Oh, sweet.
And they had the Miss Fire Prevention contest. Up until this year, you had to have red hair. So this is the first year that they integrated the pageant. And you know how I won? I won for when they asked the questions about what did you want to be. And all the better answers were taken. Did you know this story?
No.
All the better answers were taken. So all the girls, and this is in Nashville in the South, and so all the girls, they say, so what would you like to be, young lady, when you grow up? And somebody had already taken my answer, which was a teacher. So they said, well, I want to be a teacher because I want to help the world and teach children. And somebody else had taken the nurse. So I knew I couldn't think of any other good answers except I had seen Barbara Walters.
And she's like the big #1 interviewer on American TV. Still
That's
doing
right.
it, I believe.
Yes, and she was on the Today Show and that morning. I'd seen Barbara Walters that morning. So I said I would like to be a journalist, a broadcast journalist, and I would like to use journalism as a way of helping people to see other people's stories and live their life better as a result of the stories. And as I was saying the words, I thought, this is such a damn good answer. This is so good. Really, I never thought of it until the misfire prevention.
It was such a damn good answer that you based the rest of your life on
I
it.
said, this is such a damn good answer. I might just do that.
Wow.
Yes.
How old did you say you were then?
I was in the misfire prevention contest, 16.
Well, so, Forrest, when you were 16, did you know what you wanted to do with that level of clarity?
Not at all. No, I think even deep into my career, I was still trying to figure out what it was I was going to be doing.
Even when you were acting?
Yeah, even after Bird and a lot of things, I was trying to...
After Bird, you still didn't know?
Yeah, I didn't know.
That's a good question. After Bird, even when you were acting, you didn't know?
I was always trying to figure out what was the thing I was supposed to do for my life.
Yeah, I'm
what I
over
was
here.
gonna do for
Yeah,
something.
so when the show, she's got her own network. She doesn't need my show as well.
That's interesting, though, isn't it?
It is interesting. That's
That
why I
even
asked it.
Okay. So even after Bird, you didn't know. That's interesting.
You know, I could talk to you both all night, and I would love to, but we can't.
You can't. You've got Eminem.
We've got Eminem. We've got Sarah Millican.
Sarah's been waiting back there. Yes.
She's coming out in a minute.
But it's been, may I just say, it's been a delight. It was a delight to watch you
Well, thank you.
do your work. I like to see people who are good at what they do. Yes.
You
really.
see?
Yes.
You see, a lot of you are wrong about me. I'm not very good at absorbing praise. I need to come on your show.
Why don't you just take it? Can you hear it? You are very good.
I'm getting one-on-one shouting. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I feel awkward doing it, but that's very sweet of you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in saying thank you to one of the greatest actors in the world right now and one of the greatest women on the planet right now, Forrest Whitaker and Oprah Winfrey. Thank you so much. That was marvelous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Still to come after the break, I'll be chatting to Sarah Millican and in his only UK TV appearance, Eminem will be here. Don't go anywhere.